Hello everyone, welcome back to Get Real Life TV, your source for elevating your spiritual journey and living your most authentic life. Today, we are tackling a question and it's incredibly practical. How do I find a trusted and authentic Babalawo? For many of us drawn to the profound wisdom of Yoruba spirituality, connecting with a genuine spiritual guide can be a pivotal step. But I understand that for a beginner, this search can feel overwhelming. In this video, I will share some proven step-by-step tips and insights that will empower you to confidently locate a real, reputable, and trustworthy practitioner. Let's make this journey of connection smooth and safe. But before we dive deep into it, let's reiterate why dedicating time and effort to finding a truly trusted Babalawo is non-negotiable. Yoruba spirituality is not just a belief system, it's a powerful living tradition, rich with ancestral wisdom, rituals, and profound insight into destiny and spiritual well-being. Working with an authentic Babalawo can be a profoundly transformative experience. They can bring clarity to life's challenges, offer genuine protection from negative influences, provide precise guidance for your spiritual path, and help you unlock your fullest potential. They are conduits for powerful energies and ancestral wisdom. However, the unfortunate truth is that not everyone who claims the title is genuine. Working with someone untrustworthy, a scammer, carries significant risk. This isn't just about disappointment, it can lead to significant financial loss. As we have discussed in our previous videos, scammers often demand exorbitant, unpleasant fees, emotional distress, feeling manipulated, betrayed, or taken advantage of can be deeply hurtful. Spiritual harm. Receiving incorrect guidance, engaging in improper rituals, or being exposed to negative energy can disrupt your spiritual balance and hinder your growth. Loss of trust. It can make you weary of all spiritual practitioners, potentially closing you off from genuine positive experiences. That is why this due diligence, this careful discernment isn't just advised. It's absolutely essential. You deserve to connect with someone who is truly rooted in tradition, integrity, and genuine spiritual authority. All right, let's kick off my first and often most effective tip. Seek genuine recommendations from trusted elders and community members. In traditional spiritual paths, like Yoruba spirituality, word of mouth is a powerful currency. People who have practiced for a long time, who are deeply involved in the community, or who have a long-standing positive with a respected Babalawo are your absolute best resource. Who to ask? Think about family members or trusted friends who are already initiated or have successfully engaged with Yoruba spirituality. Leaders of cultural organizations or community groups that have ties to Yoruba traditions. How to approach? Be respectful and humble. Explain that you are seeking authentic guidance and are looking for a reputable practitioner. Ask about their personal experiences with the Babalawo they recommend. Inquire about how long they have known them, what kind of guidance they've received, and if they felt truly supported. Why this works? Genuine practitioners build reputations over years of dedicated ethical service. Their positive impact on clients becomes their best advertisement. Scammers, on the other hand, rarely have a long-standing positive community reputation that withstands scrutiny. A consistent positive recommendation from multiple trusted sources is a very strong green light. My second powerful tip is visit local temples, shrines, or spiritual houses. In your community, if accessible, many authentic Babalawos operate from or are affiliated with established spiritual centers. A physical visible presence within the community often indicates legitimacy and accountability. What to look for during your visits? Observe the environment. Does it feel respectful, clean, and well-maintained? Does it evoke a sense of tradition and reverence? This speaks volumes about the care the practitioners put into their spiritual work. Observe interactions. How do the practitioners interact with other community members or visitors? Do they seem patient, humble, and genuinely helpful, or do they appear rushed, distracted, or arrogant? Are there regular community events, classes, or ceremonies held? This indicates an active, thriving spiritual home, not just a private, isolated operation. Talk to people. If appropriate, engage with other members or visitors. Ask them about their experiences at the temple. You might start by attending a public ceremony or event if they host them, rather than immediately seeking a private consultation. This allows you to observe the energy and the practitioners in a less formal setting. A genuine Babalawo or temple leader will welcome respectful questions about their practice and community. They are typically open to educating interested individuals. This brings us to the third crucial tip. Actively look for visible signs of authenticity in their practice and environment. When you are interacting with a potential Babalawo, whether in person or even virtually through their online presence, certain elements should clearly indicate genuine adherence to tradition. Their spiritual space should reflect reverence, cleanliness, and the presence of items specific to the orishas they honor. Watch out for flashy, overly commercialized, or non-traditional magic items that have no basis in Yoruba spirituality. The practitioner should speak confidently, clearly, and coherently about Yoruba traditions, the orishas, the Odu, Ifa, specific rituals, and their spiritual significance. This isn't about memorization. It's about deep understanding. They should be able to explain the reason behind what they do, linking practices back to traditional knowledge, not just saying it's a secret. They should demonstrate respect for the orishas, for the process itself. This includes specific greetings, way of interacting during ceremonies, and attention to detail in ritual performance. Be wary of shortcuts or practices that seem improvised or unprofessional. Traditional practices have a specific flow and order that is maintained through lineage. My fourth tip, and one we have covered in previous videos as well. Don't hesitate to ask directly about their training, initiation, and lineage. A reputable, authentic Babalawo will not only expect this question, but will be proud and transparent in answering it. Their lineage is their spiritual backbone. What to ask? You can respectfully ask, who is their Oluwo? When and where were you initiated into Ifa? What spiritual house or temple do you belong to or descend from? How long have you been practicing as a Babalawo? They should provide clear specific names, locations, and timelines. They might share a brief story about their journey and the rigor of their training. This demonstrates their commitment and authenticity. The red flag. They will become evasive, vague, say it's a secret, claim self-initiation without a clear explanation of how they acquired complex knowledge, or can't even name their teachers. These are significant red flags. Legitimate lineage are well documented and celebrated within the tradition. This transparency is crucial for building trust and ensuring you are dealing with someone who has truly earned their title through dedicated study and proper rites. Beyond all the variable facts and observable signs, my fifth crucial tip is trust your intuition and deeply observe their character. Your gut feeling is an incredibly powerful guide. When you meet a practitioner or even interact with them online, how do they make you feel? Do you feel a sense of peace, clarity, and respect in their presence? Do you feel heard, understood, and genuinely cared for? Or do you feel rushed, pressured, confused, intimidated, or uneasy? Observe their communication style. A true Babalawo embodies humility, wisdom, and genuine care for the well-being of those they serve. They won't boast excessively, try to intimidate you, or make you feel inferior. They understand they are conduits, not the source of power. Be extremely wary of anyone who plays on your fears, threatens you with negative consequences if you do not follow their advice, especially if it involves large sums of money, or tries to isolate you from trusted advisors. These are classic red flags of a scammer, regardless of their spiritual claims. Your intuition is your spiritual radar. If something feels off, even if you can't logically explain why, pay attention to that feeling. It's often your spirit trying to protect you. My sixth crucial tip is to observe their transparency regarding fees and their ability to set realistic expectations. A trustworthy Babalawo will be clear and upfront about their fees for consultations, divinations, and any spiritual work for offerings. They should be able to provide a clear-cut structure or explain what the money is for. They won't demand large, unexplained sums of money immediately or pressure you into payments. Genuine practitioners understand that spiritual work is a process requiring effort, patience, and often personal change from the seeker. They will never promise instant miracles, guaranteed overnight results, or claim they can fix all your problems with no input from you. They will explain that the spiritual work helps open doors, but you must be willing to walk through them. They empower you rather than fostering dependency. If someone makes claims that sounds too good to be true, they almost certainly are. Finally, my seventh and highly practical tip. When in doubt, start small and observe. You don't have to commit to a long-term, expensive spiritual journey right away. Begin with a consultation or reading. Request an initial divination or consultation to discuss your concerns. This allows you to interact with the Babalawo, observe their methods, and assess their communication style without a major financial or spiritual commitment. After the initial session, take time to reflect on the guidance you received. Does it resonate with you? Does it offer clarity? Does it feel genuinely helpful and empowering? Observe the results. If a small offering or spiritual action is advised, observe the subtle shifts or outcomes. This isn't about magical thinking, but about seeing if the guidance leads to positive movement or clarity in your life. Don't rush. You are not obligated to commit to further services immediately. A genuine Babalawo will respect your peace and your right to make informed decisions. If they pressure you to commit to expensive, urgent work after just one consultation, that is a red flag. So my beautiful people, finding a truly trusted and authentic Babalawo in your community takes time, patience, and a bit of discerning research. But I will promise you, it is absolutely worth every step. Your spiritual journey is precious and deserves to be guided by honesty, deep respect for tradition, and profound authenticity. Take your time. Arm yourself with these questions. Trust your inner wisdom and never rush into a spiritual commitment that doesn't feel right. If this video has helped you feel more confident and empowered in your search for genuine spiritual guidance, please hit that like button. Share it with anyone in your life who might benefit from this crucial information. And of course, subscribe to Get a Better Life TV if you have not done so for more empowering insight, spiritual wisdom, and practical advice for living your best life. Drop your experiences, your questions, or any tips you have in the comment section below so that others can learn from you. I absolutely love hearing from you as well. Until next time, stay wise, stay blessed, and keep seeking the truth that illuminates your path. Ashe. Thank you and bye for now.